Приветствую, братья и сестры, шаббат шалом, это Евангелие в последнее время, и с вами Игорь. Уже нахожусь в другом доме и буду готовиться к служению. Через несколько часов Господь позволит, как говорил, служение благовестия у нас перенесено на завтрашний день, также, если воля Божия, и мы будем, скорее всего, в районе Пир. И если у вас есть желание, с 3:30 до 5:30, 2 часа, погода просто великолепная здесь, дождя нет, солнце, тепло. Это Сиэтл в центре, там, где Ferris wheel, колесо обозрения, мы будем встречаться завтра в 3:30. Господь позволит. Ну и благодарим, что вы молитесь об этом служении. Надеюсь, что будете молиться и завтра, чтобы Господь нас благословил. И слово благодати, оно коснулось бы сердец людей, которые Господь также пошлет в то место, где будем и мы, чтобы частью Божьей великой работы, потому что это делает Бог, и слава принадлежит только Богу. И слава Богу за то, что благодать еще не завершилась, ну и даже во свидетельство, как написано в последнее время, для душ человеческих. Хорошо, друзья, я хотел бы, чтобы мы посмотрели это видео. Это очень и очень важное видео. Я понимаю, что меня могут обвинять в том, что я навожу страх, и я не могу наводить страхи, потому что все равно будет так, как Бог предопределил. И я лишь делюсь своим личным мнением. Я посчитал, что это видео, которое сейчас вы посмотрите, оно очень и очень важно. Нет, там никакой конспирологии нет, потому что конспирология – это у врагов Господних. Мы просто рассуждаем и наблюдаем. Конечно же, все это делаем с молитвою. Тем более имеем признаки последнего времени и понимаем, что мы вошли в него. И, конечно, я не совсем согласен с этим видео, которое вы сейчас увидите. Это будет как captioned, с переводом на русский язык, с титрами. И будет идти все быстро, но постарайтесь читать, если вы можете, если не позволяет вам здоровье, но уже пересмотрите, если вы захотите, потому что я скажу, что у меня просто действительно нет физически времени переводить. Поэтому будут эти титры, и хотя не совсем точно переводится даже на русский язык, но несущественно, я проверял, то есть вы все равно поймете суть и смысл. И это будет связано также с затмением, с солнечным затмением, которое назначено как бы на 8 апреля этого года. Опять-таки я не хочу вдаваться в то, что говорят, и действительно у некоторых есть паника, не нужно это делать. Я сказал, что все равно будет так, как Бог предопределил. Но есть некоторые моменты, на которые, да, мы обращаем внимание. Я не знаю, что произойдет после или во время, но Господь через это тоже показывает нам. Тем более мы имеем Израиля как точные стрелки Божьих совершенных часов. Но это было в затмении в Америке в 17 году. По-моему, 150 лет, может быть, больше было раньше. Но интересно, что будет у них как бы X, как бы линия X, это буква X или Х, что мы видим, очень часто показывается в пропаганде врагов Господних, в медиа, во всем, в шоу-бизнесе, в фильмах. Не то, что там следить, но оно есть. Я сказал, что самые конспирологи, наоборот, это и есть враги Божии, масоны и так далее и тому подобное. И это то время. Я думаю, что не то, что как бы сегодня-завтра, я думаю, что еще немножко есть, но это то время, о котором мы говорим в последнее время. И интересно, там, где будет проходить первые города, места, как они связаны действительно с духовным миром. И это не просто так. И особенно здесь Америка, потому что я считаю, что Божий суд готов. Еще раз скажу, это не значит, что это завтра или через 5 лет, но оно приближается. И то, что вы увидите в этом фильме, в этом видео, как все роботизируется. Мы выпустили в прошлый раз видео о Neuralink, то, что уже вживлен чип в мозг человека под хорошими идеями, но то ли еще будет, оно все, конечно, начинается. Еще раз хочу сказать, метка зверя, мы не знаем, это будет чип или с чем это будет связано, но они вплотную подошли, скажем, к последнему этапу завершения Божьей истории. И даже когда сейчас мы звоним по телефону или куда угодно, скажем, все автоматизировано. То есть практически, но сейчас еще есть, когда мы просим действительно поговорить с агентом, но вы увидите, очень интересно это из фильма, в этом видео будет, как практически невозможно добиться, чтобы живой человек, как бы агент, отвечал. Хотя сейчас это есть, но все идет к тому, что все автоматизировано. То есть практически не будет человека, который сможет как бы ответить, поговорить. И это то, что мы видим. Практически все на электронной системе. Полный контроль, безналичка и так далее и тому подобное. И они это готовят. Потому что время последней седьмины наступает. Еще не наступило, но наступает. И это не завтра, не послезавтра. И падение Америки уже началось. Хотя не только Америка падет. И мы видим эти войны, особенно война в Украине. Это только начало. И я говорил, я буду говорить, потому что так я понимаю, конечно, могу ошибаться, что плуг, он готов. Хотя будет укрепляться и будет перемалывать. Еще и Гогу нужно некоторое время. Хорошо, друзья, давайте мы посмотрим это видео внимательно. Это очень-очень важное видео. Очень важно. Посмотрите внимательно, молитесь, и пусть Господь откроет тем, кому нужно, чтобы было открыто. Никуда не бежим, никуда не убегаем, спокойно живем, уповаем на Бога, радуемся о Господе, наполняемся маслом, очищаемся, освящаемся и славим Господа, как соль и свет, потому что слава принадлежит только Богу. И да скажет Божий народ. Аминь. Пожалуйста, посмотрим это видео. Оставляйте свои комментарии. Можете делиться, если хотите. Я не на все комментарии, почти не на все не могу отвечать просто. И не обижайтесь, пожалуйста. И еще раз благодарим за всю вашу поддержку, которую вы оказываете и Дому Господнему, служению Евангелия в последнее время. И особенно ваша молитвенная поддержка. Шаббат шалом.
Watch my mind, see, go, far, far. Watch my mind, see, go, far, far. Watch my mind, see, go, far, far. Watch my mind, go, far. escapade. No joyride fee is free today. We don't care what the people say. Cause he moves like a generator. He puts a foot down and see you later. Somebody call up the Undertaker. Handing out passes to meet your maker. CC, mama, CC, go, go, fuck, fuck. CC, mama, CC, go, go, fuck, fuck. CC, mama, CC, go, go, fuck, fuck. CC, mama, CC, go, fuck. Look at it go. Look at it go. Look at it go. Look at it go. Look at it go.
Final beast system. Our entire reality is being X'd out, which makes perfect sense when you understand biblically where we are right now, what the timeline is. And the X's just keep coming. We're watching reality, watching this world, the story of this world being X'd out, because we're at the doorstep of tribulation, the final 7 years of this story. So the X's are showing up. We have a solar eclipse coming for the United States of America on April 8th, 2024. Now this eclipse sparks a lot of interest because of its relationship to another darkening of the sun that occurred on August 21st, 2017. These two eclipses, 7 years apart, will form an X on America, intersecting in a very interesting small town in southern Illinois. And do you know the name of this town? It's Little Egypt. So we know the pyramid is our enemy, and it's interesting to find Little Egypt, of course, connected to this massive X that's about to be formed over America. The pattern of these two solar eclipses form an X over the U.S. It also happened in the early 1800s. But remarkably, the intersection of this century's solar eclipses will be about 100 miles from where those of the 19th century crossed paths. The first solar eclipse occurred on June 16, 1806, with the second completing the X on September 17, 1811. The intersection happened over the New Madrid Fault area, which includes an area from Cairo, yes, Cairo, in southern Illinois to nearby New Madrid, Missouri. We keep finding these Egyptian connections to this. On December 16, 1811, just 3 months after the second solar eclipse, a series of devastating earthquakes struck along the New Madrid fault line. Could the upcoming completion of an X across the U.S. midsection by the April 8th, 2024 eclipse point to another catastrophe in the months afterwards? I believe this year's solar eclipse, which will complete an X over the U.S., signifies the nearness of God's judgment. We live during a time of unprecedented moral decay all around the world, and here in the United States, of course. It's corrupted the majority of politicians in our government. I mean, we don't even have a real government anymore, as you know. It's some kind of a regime, and we don't even know if the leader is real or not, if you know what I mean. Yes, welcome to 2024. And as you know, we're living in the shadow of the 7-year tribulation when the entire earth will experience the fury of God's wrath. Those who know and believe the words of biblical prophecy recognize the myriad of signs that are telling us that this time is so close. It's certain that the Lord will bring much destruction to America during this time, but does the upcoming solar eclipse signify the nearness? Is it God's final warning to America? Only time will tell. We know that this wrath will fall on the U.S. and the entire world. We just don't know when. Could be this week, could be next month, could be tomorrow. We don't know the moment that Jesus will come for his own. But we do know that at any moment Jesus will come for his own, and soon afterwards sudden destruction will fall upon the unsuspecting world. It's really not that difficult to see how they got us to this point. I say they, I mean the Luciferians that are running the show. The Illuminati, some of us call them. But the Luciferians that are running the show at the top of the pyramid. You know, first came the pandemic. First came the event. And then from the event, it brought in the potion, the so-called cure, the hex, the curse. And then there were supply chain issues. And there's still supply chain issues. And after the supply chain issues, we start to see problems with our food distribution and food production. So an attack on our food. And where do you think this is going to lead us next? It's pretty obvious where we're at right now, but war. War is coming for the entire world. The whole world is being X'd out. The title of my YouTube channel, The Scariest Movie Ever, could never be more on point. We're living in the scariest movie ever made right now, and all of it's manifesting before our very eyes, and it's getting crazier, much crazier as the tribulation approaches. And we know that the restrainer will be lifted, which means that evil will truly be unleashed. People will be seeing things during the tribulation unlike anything they've ever seen before or ever will again, which once again brings us back to the X. The X makes sense. They're Xing out this existence, everything about it. We're beginning to see signs we have over the last few years, just different little signs, implications of what's coming, of what this final system's going to be like. Facial recognition technology is now being implemented on a widespread basis. It's becoming the norm. For example, the official TSA website is now openly admitting that TSA is starting to use facial scanning technology at airports nationwide. Also, just look at what's happening with the borders. The elite want to make national borders meaningless, and that is quickly becoming the case. This right here was the plan all along, was open borders, which of course goes right into a one world order, right? One world order. There'll be no sovereignty. Everything will be open. And it's going to be a lot easier to control the masses that way as well. Also, with the borders being open as they are, we're seeing crime rise. A lot of the immigrants are creating crime, causing crime, and they're not worried about the consequences, and many of them are not facing consequences, and we see this time and time again, but we shouldn't be surprised by this. They're putting the finishing touches on the end of America, and this is a part of it. The immigrants coming in are young fighting age men, primarily and mostly, and all that's for a reason, because we will have to fight them soon on our own soil. Not all of them, of course. You know, there's going to be mixed in some actual cases of real people who need help and support, but that's the minority. You know, that's the minority. They're trying to destroy America, and this is just one of the ways they're doing it. Here's another example of the nonsense and the shift that we're seeing in this world openly towards Satan and Satanism. You may remember Michael Cassidy. He was the guy that beheaded the statue of Satan at the Iowa Capitol recently. Well, now he's being charged with a hate crime. Again, they let the immigrants out, they let criminals out, you know, not just immigrants, but any criminals are getting, they're getting back out on the streets real easy. And of course, we have the gender wars. In Montana, one family just had their 14-year-old daughter permanently taken away from them because they wouldn't allow her to transition to a different gender. It's not funny, I know. It's actually quite sickening, but this is on the rise, and this goes along with that unicorn magical thinking and all the pronouns, the magical pronouns. And it's really just magical thinking. It's just, hey, I feel like I'm a puppy today, so I'm a puppy. Or tomorrow I'm going to be a popsicle. It really is. It's just magical, nonsensical thinking on a level unlike we've never seen before. And it's increasing. And more people are losing their minds to this kind of a thing. And check out this headline here. COVID lab in U.S. testing on pigs and monkeys and infecting them with Wuhan-like diseases. What could go wrong? They say that there's images showing animals being infected with deadly pathogens at a U.S. lab with ties, of course, to Wuhan. Photos and footage have been obtained, and they show that they are sedating monkeys and pigs and carrying out experiments with deadly viruses. The lab has been described as a bioagent super lab that infects animals with highly contagious and deadly diseases such as Ebola, Lassa fever, Nipah, and even the plague. We've been warned for a very long time that a cashless society is coming. But now we've reached a point where thousands of businesses all around America are already going cashless, and it's not just in America, it's around the world. We're seeing this as a trend. Would you allow someone to put a computer chip in your head? Well, it's a question you're going to ask yourself real soon, because it's already starting to happen. This week we learned that the very first brain chip had been implanted in a human subject. Elon Musk announced that his company Neuralink implanted a brain chip in a human in a preliminary clinical study. If research studies continue to look promising, devices like these could one day become a game changer, he says. Of course, they're pushing it for people with limited motor function and things like this, but you and I both know there's a bigger picture taking place here. Let's not forget who Elon Musk is. I know he's a very likable guy, he's very charismatic, but he's still working with the devil at the end of the day.
All of us are flooded by enormous amounts of information and distraction. I mean, this is the most distracted age in history. And to really understand the world all your life, you need some peace and quiet. You need some sanctuary from this enormous flood. The next big projects of humankind will be to overcome old age and death and to basically upgrade humans into gods. This is why the title Homo Deus, God-Man. And we are now seriously in the business of acquiring these traditional divine abilities and qualities to ourselves. Divine abilities and qualities to ourselves. Whether it's trying to overcome death and gain immortality, or whether it's gaining the ability to create and design life according to our wishes, design life according to our wishes. We are now trying to gain this divine ability to ourselves because the gods, like Jehovah in the Bible, they could create only organic beings. So all these animals, all these plants, God created them and they are all organic. Now humans are trying to do better than that. When we can hack not just computers, we can hack human beings and other organisms.
What do all these things have in common? I mean, I could certainly show you more examples, and I do show examples all the time on my shows and my videos of where we're at right now in the world, at the doorstep of tribulation. Each one of these examples shows you the agenda of the Illuminati, or the Luciferians that are running the show. We're living in a society that they're designing for their own twisted purposes, and it represents their disgusting and twisted values.
Identity confirmed. Mateo Torres, you are under arrest. Please, put these on.
Why? I didn't do nothing. I'm just going to work.
Failure to comply will result in the use of non-lethal force. Final warning.
This is a mistake. Can I speak to a human? Human?
Please proceed to cell block C14. Welcome to Correcticorp. We at Correcticorp Detention Facility want to make your stay the best it can be.
No, thank you. I want to speak to a lawyer.
Hi, I'm Ben Saperstein. And I am Halo. Do not worry, we are here to help.
Public defender.
Please wait.
There is an 89.5% chance you will be found guilty.
Guilty of what?
This ruling will likely carry a sentence of 45 to 47 years in prison. I recommend that you plead guilty. A plea bargain may result in a lesser punishment of 5 to 7 years.
Plead guilty to what?
Are you sure you want to plead guilty?
No.
To confirm your decision.
No, I'm not guilty.
Are you sure you want to plead not guilty?
I didn't do anything.
I'm sorry. I didn't get that. Please try again.
I want to speak to a human being.
Would you like to place a call?
Yes.
Who would you like to call?
The chief of police. The human one.
Please accept the terms and conditions in order to place your outgoing.
Thank you for calling the LAPD. A human representative will be with you shortly. Please hold.
Hey, what does that mean?
You authorized the transfer of funds from your bank to place a call to
The chief of police. The human one.
at $3 per minute for 114 minutes.
What? You never said that. Shut up! Hey!
Truly is amazing at just how demonic and out in the open and satanic that everything has become. At the same time, we shouldn't be surprised by these things because we knew that this would happen. We knew this was coming. As the Antichrist spirit strengthens and as it spreads through people all around the world, through these institutions, governments, everything's changing and everything's morphing and quickly manifesting into a reflection of Satan. And that's what we're seeing here in this beast system. It's being X'd out. We are being X'd out. Everything's being X'd out. At the end of all of this, at the end of the story of the Bible, which we're living through right now, right near the end, Revelation's coming, what will be left? It'll be our Heavenly Father, and it'll be his enemy, Satan, the devil, and it'll be us. Because me and you, we got one of two places to go, and that's it. And I really hope you're taking that seriously, because this is happening. All of this is real. Satan is real. He runs this system. And if you don't find Jesus before you die in this system, you go to hell. So you got to find Jesus. You got to go through the Son to get back to the Father, our Creator, and be connected back to the Creator of everything. Or you can be permanently separated from him, from all light, all good, all love, and suffer and be tortured for eternity. Satan really likes to use his puppets, and we see that clearly displayed with musical artists in general. And of course, other actors and other artists as well can be used and are used by him. You may have heard about this, or maybe you didn't. There's a rapper named Kid Cudi. He just released a new album, and along with the release, he's sending out these 33, of course, all these people worship their 33. He's sending out his 33-foot statues with glowing eyes. He looks like clearly like a giant that's demonically possessed. And they've gone out to a few different places, but just take a look at this and you'll see what I mean. And there'll be some other examples of how some of these popular artists these days are manifesting this demonic activity and witchcraft, and they're performing rituals during their shows, during their live shows. So check this out. Believe me, I understand that it can be shocking how so many people in this world cannot see what's going on. They can't see the rise of Satanism, the rise of demonic activity, all of this together, and how obvious it's becoming. But we knew that there would be days like this. We knew there would be times like this, and we knew that there would be a great divide in the end of days, in the end of the world. Not everybody is going to see this or understand. The Bible tells us that when the Lord comes back, it'll be like the days of Noah, and we're certainly back in the days of Noah now, and I've shown many examples of that throughout the years in my videos. But here we are, and we are being X'd out. Humanity is being X'd out. The whole world is being X'd out. There's no future in this world. There's a tribulation. So there's harder times coming. There's already hard times now. It's going to get way, way, way worse. So once again, I'll ask you to please, if you haven't yet, accept Jesus Christ as your personal Lord and Savior. He is a must-have in these days as we see evil growing, evil gaining power all throughout our system. I mean, even laws are being changed. You know, they're allowing lawlessness, recklessness, violence. You already understand this. I know that not everybody does, but most of you here already get it, and you see it, and you know what time it is. So please make the right choices, because that's what it's all about. There's no future in this world for anybody. There's a brief future for the devil, and then that's it. He'll gain as many souls as he can, and then it's game time at the end of the tribulation. It's going to be game time. But he already lost, which is a beautiful thing. Realize that he's already lost. The Bible told us he already lost, but if you're not aware to this, and if you haven't accepted Jesus Christ, then in your life, he's won. He's defeated you. So please choose Jesus today. And as always, I thank you guys for watching my videos. I hope they help. I thank you very much. I'm already working on my new videos, so something else will be up here real soon. And until that happens, I hope you take care of yourself out there, and I'll see you in the next one.